What's going on to all my folks out there in YouTube land? Yes, Kings Convo is back. We are back. We have some big plans for the year. We're going to do some live streaming. We're going to do some live stuff during games. That's going to be a little bit later on in the season. We're just getting back into it. This is my first broadcast, so it's probably going to be a little rough for this first one, but let's get into it. So, this is for all my Kings fans out there and NBA fans in general. That's what this channel is for. So please help us out. Please like. Please subscribe. I know we don't have too many videos yet, but we will be going over all the games and we will be going over a bunch of Kings topics. So if you're a Kings fan or even just an NBA fan in general, it's a great channel to subscribe to because we're going to have a lot of deep conversations and a bunch of funny stuff too. So if you're into the Sacramento Kings, please subscribe. So let's get into this first game. The first game, Kings won 124, 121 against the Portland Trail Blazers. It was a pretty interesting game to watch. I was excited for the season opener. Um, there was some people that stood out. Definitely, Rashard Holmes stood out in his play, active as ever. There was some concerns over his play in the preseason and how he might not have looked like his normal self, but by the end of the game, Rashard Holmes looked like himself. He was all over the place. He was grabbing boards, dunking balls, dunking tips, catching alley oops. So it was the normal Rashard Holmes. So if you're into fantasy, he definitely seems like a guy that's gonna fill the stat book with rebounds, blocks, and with points. So he'd be a good center choice for any of you guys out there that play fantasy. He just looked outstanding. And then we had the new dynamic of Halliburton, Tyrese Halliburton coming, actually starting over Buddy. Kind of took Buddy's starting spot. So that was very interesting. Halliburton he looked kind of nervous to me. He didn't really show up for this game. He didn't take as many shots as you would expect. And even at the end of the game, he seemed to kind of get snatched out of the game by Luke Walton because he fumbled a a possession at the end of the game and gave Dame Dollar an easy layup right under the basket. And he got yanked pretty quickly. Luke didn't play around, and he instantly put in Donovan Mitchell, uh, whose nickname is Off Night because of his defense. So I just I was a little concerned about the quick pull, and I saw Halliburton's reaction to it. So I don't want the guy to lose confidence, and I don't want him to lose his starting job. But he will need to step it up in the second game if he wants to continue to be the starter. Buddy Hield came in looking like Buddy Hield. He was on fire. He was hitting threes. He was running around, chasing balls, even going to the rack, which is something I'm not really used to from Buddy. You know, he's a three-point shooter. That's what he does. He shoots a lot of threes. So when he drives to the rack, it's kind of a bonus. But I like to see it. I like to see him going to the rack. Buddy Hield is probably going to need to get to the foul line a whole lot more this season than he did last season. So that means he's going to have to drive the ball and take some contact here and there. And he was doing that. He was going to the hole. He was driving. And I like to see that from Buddy. He even showed a little bit of his mid-range game. So good for Buddy. He didn't look like a bench player, that's for sure. He looked like he should be the starter. But we'll see how things go, how the season as the season progresses, and that'll be an interesting thing to notice is the Halliburton and Buddy Hield kind of sub and see who starts throughout the year. It's going to be interesting. And then Dame Dollar was kind of cold. He didn't hit any threes. He was like 0 for 9 from three. And it's funny around the internet, you see people joking that he had an off night. You know, that's Davion Mitchell's nickname, off night. But I don't really believe it was mostly from Davion Mitchell's defense. I just think he had an off night, and the Kings were playing decent defense on whoever was on him. I noticed he was still able to get to the hole pretty much whenever he wanted. And same with CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum was getting his shots off and he was going to the hole. And I noticed a couple times when Davion Mitchell was guarding those two, he was on him. He was up on him close, playing good defense. but they would just have a big man come and just screen him off, and then his defense wasn't there no more. It was pretty simple screen plays to get Davion Mitchell off of the guards, and then the Kings were counting on a lot of switches. And throughout the game, to be honest with me, I thought some of the switching was a little bad. They weren't switching, they weren't rotating on defense very well under the basket. So the big men are going to have to get with the guards, and they're going to have to figure out who's supposed to be switching on these plays, because there were some easy baskets down low that kind of concerned me. Tristan Thompson looked good. He was down there being physical, posting up, throwing little hook shots, doing what a big man's supposed to do, defending the basket, intimidating people that come to the basket, and pulling rebounds. So I was happy with the way Tristan Thomas played. He did his part. He played his position. He did what he was supposed to do. So that was good. And then De'Aaron Fox, he was De'Aaron Fox. He didn't get a ton of calls. I was a little concerned about the refs not calling stuff for De'Aaron Fox. He drives to the hole. He takes a lot of contact and bumps into guys, and I believe he deserves more calls than what he's getting. I saw at least two or three plays where he drove to the bucket, got bumped or fouled or slapped, and didn't get a call, either because he made it or just because he was able to absorb the contact. But it's not right. It's kind of like the Shaq thing. Shaq seemed like he would get fouled on every single play, but did they call a foul on every single play? No, they didn't. But Fox is different because he drives to the basket. I feel like some of those should be. Um, I think some of those should be some of his play should be credited with giving him the benefit of the doubt. He goes to the hole and gets bumped and slapped. This should be a foul. So I thought that there was at least two, three plays where he probably should have went to the line. So we'll keep watching that throughout the season also. So other than that, that was pretty much the game. Um, I'm going to go over the games. I'm going to go over all the controversial stuff. This first one was just me getting back into it, so I know it's just a lot of me talking with a boring screen with some stats on it. But as I get into it, these things are going to get more exciting. They're going to be more fun. So please like, subscribe, and join me again when I come back for more videos. We're going to have clips. We're going to have funny clips, and we're going to do a bunch of different things all surrounding the Sacramento Kings. So, going to make this into a fun podcast for everybody to listen to. So, if you're a Sacramento Kings fan or an NBA fan in general, or just like sports podcasts, please like this video and subscribe. And I'll be back soon. Today, the Kings play Utah Jazz. So, after the game, I will definitely go over the game and the things that I noticed. And I might even have a pregame show. We'll see what happens. So, anyway, enough from me. Hopefully, you're having a great day. If you're not, make it a great day. And it's a great day to watch some Kings basketball. So tune into the Kings today and check them out. But other than that, I'm out.